So we get all sorts of questions about living in Montana and what it's like. And in this video, we are going to answer the most frequently asked questions. So the question we receive the most is just about general market information. And this summer was crazy for, I would say, all of Montana. I can speak directly to our whitefish, Kalispell, Big Fork, Columbia Falls market, just because that's our local market. But our prices went up, our inventory is extremely low, and so it has driven the prices up. And we have just had so many people come into the valley wanting their piece of Montana. All summer long, I kind of joked that it was the Montana land grab, and it definitely was. It's just the market's gone, the market price has gone up, and the inventory is low. Lots and lots of buyers. So it was a tough summer, helping people find what they were looking for in their price range. I would say the median price range in all of the Flathead County probably went up by at least 10% over the summer. And I will say that all price ranges, it was low inventory. It wasn't just the $200,000 to $300,000 range. It was even the lake places in the $2 to $5 million range definitely increased in price and not very much inventory. One of the other most frequently asked questions that we received is about tiny houses. And, we have to be very careful in our area with the tiny houses. You have to go off of the covenants, and if there are covenants, what they prohibit, if there's a minimum square footage that is required to build in that subdivision or in that area. Otherwise, it goes off of the county zoning, and then you just need to make sure that you check both zoning and any type of covenant restrictions. Because of the different zoning and covenants in different subdivisions, we haven't seen a lot of tiny houses go up in our area. In fact, hardly any at all, just because a lot of the subdivisions have ended up with restrictive covenants on them. So if you enjoy watching our videos, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And the next question that we have is about work in our area, the different jobs. So in the Flathead Valley, two of the biggest employers are Whitefish Mountain Resort and North Valley Hospital, Kalispell Regional Hospital, which North Valley Hospital is a part of. They do provide, fairly good paying jobs for people. I would say Montana as a whole is still very agriculture and tourism. So we have a lot of service industry jobs, but we are seeing some tech companies come into our area, and a lot of people have been working remotely, which has made our area increase, in population, just because people can work here and live here and not necessarily have to work for a company that is in Montana. So that has definitely driven up the interest level in our area, because now, internet is better, flights into the area are better, and you can work here and your company can be in Seattle or California or Texas, wherever. So that has definitely increased the interest in our area. One of the other questions that we receive is about horse properties and livestock on the property. And there again, just like with the tiny houses, it comes down to the restrictive covenants and or zoning, county zoning for the property. So I would just say, if you're interested in a horse property, please contact us at the email at the end of this video, and we will put you on a list and we can help you with all of that, checking the covenants, zoning, and the different things that are required if you want a horse property. I think one of the biggest mistakes people make in thinking if you have a 5-acre lot, you can just automatically have livestock or, horses, that type of thing. And that's not necessarily always true. So you always want to read the covenants, and we can certainly help you with that as well. One of the other questions that we receive is there flooding in our area due to the lakes and streams? And yes, there was a huge flood in 1964 in our area that flooded a large part of Kalispell. Is it now that there's federally mandated flood zones, you can't even get insurance for different properties if you're in one of those flood zones, or it's very, very high insurance. So, we would always check the flood zone, the federal flood zone maps, to see if you're in the 100-year floodplain, the 500-year floodplain, that type of thing. You would also want to check with your insurance company to make sure that your insurance, allows or insures your home for that area, and that it's not astronomical because it is in a flood zone. So there again, just something to be aware of. And, because of our rivers and streams and lakes, spring runoff, we do get some flooding sometimes. So the next question we receive is, are there affordable areas in Montana? And yes, there are. If you're in one of the resort towns, you're going to pay a premium. If you're living outside of that resort town on some acreage, there again, it might be higher than you expect. I would say that Eastern Montana is probably a little bit a lower price range than, say Bozeman or Whitefish, Red Lodge, some of these resort town areas. So there is affordable housing in our area. It just kind of depends on where you want to be. The next question we received was about easements, and I could talk for a very long time about easements. There are all different types of easements and rights to easements. So I would say first, hire a good real estate agent that reviews the title commitment with you and the plat maps and everything that there is to do with that property. Because easements, if you're not aware of an easement and somebody has the right to cross your property and you're not aware of that, and they start crossing your property after you've purchased it, that's not a great feeling. So just make sure that you hire a great agent that will help you navigate all of these different easement issues. Another issue with easements is if the seller has not disclosed it, you won't necessarily know about an easement until you receive the title commitment from the title company. And so again, you just want to understand what you're getting yourself into, and review all of the documents with your agent. The next frequently asked question that we receive is zestimates and non-disclosure. So Montana is a non-disclosure state, so we do not share our sold prices with the public, and that is a legislative issue that the citizens of Montana have always voted against. I would say Montana is very property rights centric. A lot of Montanans don't necessarily want people knowing their business, so we have remained one of about 10 states that are non-disclosure states. So zestimates typically are off for Montana, just because we're not sharing our sold data, and that's where Zillow obtains the information for their zestimates. So, yep, non-disclosure state, and I don't foresee it changing anytime soon, but who knows?
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information, and don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.